What is up, everybody? I'm Tyler, and for the last year and a half, I've been building this, my 2012 Porsche Cayman, to go to SEMA and do some crazy things. While I've been building this car, I've neglected this, my baby, the thing that started my YouTube channel, my 2012 Genesis Coupe. Clearly, this thing has been through the ringer, and on the last episode, we found that there were wires that were way too close to the turbo, got burnt, crispy, and were exposed to the elements, which explains why this thing didn't really like to start when it got wet. And today, we are starting that process to get this thing dialed in right. We're relocating that fuse box, getting it in a safe location, and relocating the battery from the front to the trunk. And here is the start and the kickoff to the series, Genesis Coupe Revival Series. Smash that like button and subscribe if you guys are excited and want to be a part of this journey with us bringing this thing back to life. And without further ado, let's jump right into this. It's a good sign. The key fob is working to unlock this thing, which means some of those exposed wires are no longer draining the battery. We're headed in the right direction. First though, we can't forget to install our brand new factory hood prop. Perfect. Now that that's done, the game plan for today is to take this battery and relocate it to the trunk, and then take this fuse box that's way too close to this turbo and move it right here to a safe location. It's not going to be perfect by the end of this video. The primary thing is just making sure that we get this fuse box into this where this battery is. Okay, things we got to make this job possible. We got large cable snippers, electrical connections, and a crimper, along with new battery cables, okay? This is 25 feet of 4-gauge wire, which is gonna be plenty. We also have a battery junction post right here. And then we have some thermal sleeves to protect the cables and some other components that are close to the turbo. These thermal sleeves should actually work and work well. Like I said, that's not everything that we'll need. This is just the start to get the battery into the bag. With the battery out of the way right here, we have so much space for this fuse box right here to live very safely and away from the turbo and not get burnt. Progress on this thing, we're working with what we got right now. This is still going to be cleaned up. This is not the final product, I promise, because it's a little janky. The fuse box I ended up putting right here. I would have liked this to be moved over like maybe 4 more inches. However, my riv nut tool, this is my riv nut tool. It is too big to stick it into the firewall like that and get a riv nut in the firewall. The battery terminal, however, right here is our new battery terminal. This is just a positive. And of course, this looks chaotic. because I did not put any new battery like terminal cable on this thing yet, as well as I need to be able to make a bridge. The secondary wire that you see right here needs a 150 amp inline fuse, so this is just temporary. Now what we have to do is take our 4-gauge wire right here and adapt it to that as well, to our positive terminal, run it through the firewall where the OEM the wiring harness runs, and then put the battery in the trunk. Okay, so this took a little bit longer than I had expected, but as you guys can see, we have the wire routed all the way underneath here, up through. I also cut out a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be in here anymore, and up through the firewall right here. And we have all this excess wire right here to route and run to our junction box over here. Sweet, very exciting. This, I cut out all this disgustingness. Gross. Now it's time to kind of clean up the back here. As you see, we have this. I'll probably make some cable tie downs somewhere down here to actually hold this cable like tight against the wall, and then only this piece will be exposed. Bolt down to our battery. Now we're just gonna figure out if I'm gonna put this all back in here or not. Still undecided. As you guys can see, I have the battery right here. Clearly it's not like tied down or anything, so it's not ideal right now, but what I'm gonna do, set you guys down right here. Okay, battery is now in the trunk. All right, so it's been a couple of days since I last left you guys off relocating the fuse box and relocating the battery to the trunk. I got some goodies. I have a new plastic tray that goes on the bottom of the fuse box, the one that we have that's melted. We have a patch can off Amazon because the one that we have in the Genesis is actually, it's toasted. I really don't care too much about the quality. Reason being is because we don't have like a recirculating oil catch can. We literally just need it to catch the blow-by from the top of the valve cover, and that's it. We have some freaking cable tie downs here. Cable tie downs like this, so we can secure the battery cables down and make sure they're nice and tidy. We got some electrical tape, and then the biggest thing to make this car drivable again, this is a 150 amp inline fuse. Now the cool thing about this one is, you see, just like that, I reset it, pop, bang, we have too much load on it, it pops, and then you reset it. So we should never have to replace this fuse, in theory. I mean, it will go bad eventually, but this will last a lot longer. It's more than a one-time use type deal, you know? Now we can finish up the battery terminals. What I have done without you guys, a little bit of work, nothing too crazy. I put this universal battery tray back here so that we can tighten down the battery and it does not move anymore, and this thing is in place so it's safe. It's not sliding around all in the back here. You know, I was thinking about doing making a nice metal, like aluminum tray, and have it look all intricate and cool in Fusion, but for the time being, this is perfectly fine. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but I mean, it serves the same freaking purpose. The battery's not gonna move. For the biggest mod, wait for it. I put a new strut in here. Yes. It break-in holds itself again. Today is clean, just get this weather sealed back up. We're gonna take all of this disgusting tape off. I don't know if you guys see this, but this loop-de-loop wire right here is the one that had the inline fuse in it. What I am doing right now is I'm making the positive terminal for the 150 amp battery terminal. So this goes to the junction box, and then from the junction box it will go to distribute load. So this is the short end, and then actually the only other thing I need to do is just cut the other one and put a crimp on the end. this weird thing where I push it all the way down. Then use my leg. And I crimp it twice in 2 different directions. Why? Because that's what it says to do. Crimped. Bang. So update, you guys can see our pop fuse is right here. So obviously when it breaks, we have this yellow tab down here that sticks out. That's how you reset it. These 2 cables are wired together very nicely. We have our cable tie down right here that's bolted to the firewall to keep these 2 cables nice and taut together. Out with the old, disgusting one. In with the new. Oh, geez. This little cash can is, I believe, 35 bucks off Amazon. Not bad. It came with this little metal bracket that you guys watched me cut. Comes with a little breather, and like I said, we don't need this catch can to do any crazy type of like filtering because our catch can is not going to recirculate. So we have this little block off bolt right here. We have this little thing right here, and this is literally just meant to catch the oil. It's all aluminum, I believe. Fittings are all aluminum. They all come with O-rings. So I mean, it's not bad for a little $30 thing off Amazon. I am pretty pleased with the whole build quality of this thing. Now it's going to bolt into one of the factory locations on the car, and all we're going to do is run the new hose to it. See this tab right here from the factory airbox, and of course we're not using the factory airbox anymore. Bang, right there. Easy money. Let's cut the old one out of here. Trash. What was I doing? Look at this. Look at this hole burned into the bottom of this thing. We've made a ton of progress today. We added in our fuse breaker back here. We fixed our cover right here. We cleaned up all these wires so they're not just like super loose. They're electrical taped. We do need to put the plastic covering back on that. We added this the wire tie downs. We tied down all those wires back there, so everything looks super clean. We have the catch can is in. Look at this. Thing is solid. Routed right here with our block off, and then back into over here. So I mean, it is a little bit long, which is not optimal, but it runs away from everything and out of the way. I do wish that this wasn't blue. The black hose wasn't long enough, so I kind of bridged them in the middle with a T, which is like, it's gonna work. It's not pressurized. All it needs to do is catch the oil. It is vented. That's the biggest thing. It breathes. I am stoked actually with the way that this is turning out. Like, it's not perfect. It's much better than what it was. Now, the time has come. Everything is done. The battery is bolted back in, and this thing is ready to run. The true testament is, does it start first try? Okay. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's just a little cold. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode. This has been a super fun transformation with the Genesis and getting this thing just dialed in. I'm very pleased with the progress that we've made. This was a fun episode. I'm really excited about continuing this series. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and we're out of here. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.